Good afternoon, one and all. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic from transistors, that is alpha, beta, gamma factors. Alpha, beta, gamma factors are the current amplification factors of different transistor configurations, which are common base, common emitter, common collector respectively. Means the current amplification factor or current gain of common base amplifier is represented with alpha, the letter alpha. Similarly, the current amplification factor or current gain of the common emitter configuration is represented with beta. Similarly, current amplification factor and or current gain of common collector configuration is represented with gamma. So these are called alpha, beta, gamma factors. Let us define alpha first. Alpha is the current gain or current amplification factor in common base configuration. Alpha is defined as the ratio of output current to the input current in common base configuration. Output current in common base configuration is collector current and input current in common base configuration is emitter current. Therefore, the ratio of IC by IE is represented as current amplification factor or current gain in common base CB configuration. Alpha is equal to IC by IE. Practical values range of alpha is from 0.9 to 0.99. It is approaches to 1 value. Similarly, in common emitter, current amplification factor in common emitter is beta, which is defined as the ratio of output current to the input current. Output current is collector current and input current is base current in common emitter configuration. Therefore, beta is defined as beta is equal to IC by IB. The beta value ranges from 20 to 500. Values are from 20 to 500. Next, common collector configuration current gain is represented with gamma is defined as the ratio of output current to the input current. Output current in common collector is IE, that is emitter current. Input current in common collector is IB, that is base current. So alpha is equal to IE by IB. The range of gamma value is 21 to 501. This is greater than the beta value generally. Okay, these are the definitions of alpha, beta, gamma. Next, it is defined in a conventional way, that is common base current gain alpha AC. AC current gain for transistor. When we are applying AC signal, how can we define alpha? When signal is applied, that is AC signal is applied, the ratio of change in collector current to the change in emitter current at constant collector to base voltage is defined as current amplification factor. So alpha AC is equal to delta IC by delta IE when VCB is equal to constant. When output current is constant, then the ratio of change in output current to the change in input current, that is IC by IE. So generally this value can be taken from the graph of the output characteristic curve of CB. Similarly, beta value is defined as when AC signal is applied, the ratio of change in collector current to the change in base current when VCE is constant, that is collector to emitter voltage is constant. So beta AC is equal to delta IC by delta IB when VC is constant. Next, common collector current gain, that is gamma AC. When AC signal is applied, the ratio of change in emitter current to the change in base current delta IE by delta IB when VCE is constant. Okay, these are the definitions of alpha, beta, gamma. These are very important to calculate the current gains in different configurations, which are common base, common emitter and common collector respectively. Next, the relationship between alpha, beta and gamma. From this, we can get the relationship between alpha and beta by taking alpha equation. Alpha is equal to IC by IE, whereas beta is equal to IC by IB. So in this, substitute IE is equal to IB plus IC. That is, total current IE is equal to base current plus collector current. So substitute this IA value in alpha equation, then you will get the alpha beta relation. Here, by substituting this value, by simplifying, you will get alpha is equal to beta by 1 plus beta. This is very important relation between alpha and beta. Or beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. Any one of these two equations you can remember. In order to get beta value, if alpha is given, you will get beta alpha value if beta value is given, like this. Next, the relationship between gamma and beta. So from this, from the basic equation, total current in transistor IE is equal to IB plus IC. From this, by substituting the ratio, the IC by IB, IE is equal to, divide the total equation with IB, you will get IE by IB is equal to 1 plus IC by IB, from which IE by IB is equal to gamma, IC by IB is equal to beta. Therefore, gamma is equal to 1 plus beta, simple. From this, beta is equal to gamma minus 1. So, if gamma value is given, you can find out beta by using beta is equal to gamma minus 1. If beta value is given, you will get alpha is equal to, gamma is equal to 1 plus beta. So, from this, you can also find out the relationship between gamma and alpha. Gamma is equal to 1 by 1 minus alpha. Alpha is equal to gamma minus 1 by gamma. These are the three equations you need to remember in order to calculate one current gain value in other current gain values are given. Okay, for which some of the problems I have given. So from the first example, alpha value is given, then asked to find out the beta value. We have direct equation beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. Substitute alpha value, will get beta value as 39. Next, beta value is given, asked to find alpha value. Alpha is equal to beta by 1 plus beta, from which you can find out alpha value. Similarly, the beta value is given and IC also is given, asked to find IB value. So from the beta value, beta is equal to IC by IB. From this, IC beta value is known, IB value you can find out. Okay, these kind of problems you may get in the examination. These are very, very simple problems. Only thing is, we need to remember alpha value, beta value and gamma value equations. Next, write collector current expression in common base, common collector and common emitter configurations of transistor in terms of alpha, beta, IB, IE, IB, IC, ICBO, IECO, ICEO. So the collector current expression in common base configuration is IC is equal to alpha IE plus I leakage. Leakage is nothing but reverse saturation current. Okay, when the diode is in reverse bias, a small amount of current flown due to minority charge carriers. That current is called reverse saturation current, or here simply leakage current. The leakage current is flown by using minority charge carriers. Okay, in common base it is represented with ICBO. So therefore IC is equal to alpha IE plus ICBO. where alpha is the amplification factor in common base configuration, IE is the emitter current, ICBO is the leakage current. Next, collector current expression for common emitter configuration is IC. IC is equal to beta IB plus ICEO, where beta IB and ICEO is written here as 1 plus beta into ICBO from the above equation. You can get the IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta into ICBO, where ICBO and ICEO are the leakage currents in common base and common emitter configurations respectively. These are the additional information has been given. Some of the solved problems based on the leakage current equations, that is IC in terms of leakage current equations. IC is equal to alpha E plus ICEO based on that equations. Here some of the problems has given. You can simply substituting the values given, you will get the required value. Here some of the comparison has been comparison of the characteristics of common base, common emitter and common collector configurations. Here for 3 configurations it is given. First, common base, common emitter, common collector. So for different parameter values, that is input resistance, output resistance, current gain, voltage gain, power gain, phase reversal, input current, input voltage applied between and output voltage taken between, current amplification factor, applications. Almost all the information which we have studied from this lesson has been given in a single tabular form. Total 12 parameters have discussed. First, input resistance. In common base it is very low because the input junction is forward bias, that is emitter junction, therefore low since it is forward bias. In common emitter it is also low because of emitter junction. In common collector it is very high because the input junction is a collector junction here. Output resistance very high in common base, very high in common emitter because of output junction is a collector junction, whereas in common collector it is reverse. The base junction is used as the emitter junction is used as the output junction, therefore the output resistance is low. Next, current gain. The current gain in common base it is nearly unity, 0.99. The common emitter it is high, common collector is also high. The voltage gain is high in common base, it is about 150, whereas in common emitter it is very high, about 500. Common collector it is nearly unity, less than unity. So generally, in order to use a particular configuration in amplifier circuits, it need to have the voltage gain and current gain values should be high. Then only it can be used. But among these three, common base, common emitter, common collector, the input resistance, voltage gain, power, current gain. In common base it is low, the current gain, whereas in common collector low voltage gain, whereas in common emitter both the gains are high. Therefore generally the common emitter configuration is used in amplification circuits. Next, power gain. Power gain is defined as the product of voltage gain and current gain. So generally if both the gains are high, then power gain is also high. So compared to these three, common base, common emitter, common collector, the common collector configuration has low power gain compared to common base and common emitter. Phase reversal is nothing but whenever the input is applied, for example sinusoidal signal is applied at the input side, in common base the phase reversal is no, means if the positive half cycle is applied as the first half cycle in the input waveform, if you get the same if you get the same waveform in the output without any phase change, means the first is positive half, then output should also have the first half cycle. The first half cycle has positive half cycle. Is it understand? By applying a sinusoidal wave as the input, the sinusoidal wave may be first half cycle is positive half, second half cycle is negative half. Generally it is like that only. If this kind of input signal is applied, the same signal if you get at the output side, that is called no phase reversal. So in common base the phase reversal is no, whereas in the common emitter it is yes. In common emitter phase reversal must be there, whereas in common collector no phase reversal. Input current is IE in common base, IB in common emitter, IB in common collector. Output current in common base IC, in common emitter IC, common collector IE. So based on this input current and output current, current amplification factor 11th parameter, alpha is equal to IC by IE, output current by input current, beta is equal to IC by IB, gamma is equal to IE by IB. So the input voltage applied between in common base emitter and base, in common emitter base and emitter, in common collector base and collector. Output voltage taken from in common base collector and base, in common emitter collector and emitter, in common collector emitter and collector. Applications, this is very important. The common base configuration is very much useful in as the input stage multi-stage amplifiers. The common base amplifier stage may be used as the first stage in multi-stage amplifiers. Multi-stage means if more than two stages are used or connected one by one, the first stage must be common base. Whereas for common emitter, it is in audio signal amplification, means in order to increase the audio signals in the amplifiers, the amplifier configuration may be common emitter. Common collector, impedance matching. Impedance matching means resistance matching. If output resistance of one stage is high, the input resistance of another stage may be low, we cannot connect directly. In that case, the common collector may be placed in between these two stages. Then the high to high input resistance, output resistance of the first stage is connected to the input resistance of the common collector configuration. Next, output resistance must be low. That low resistance may be connected to the low resistance input of the next stage. So in that case, impedance matching can be done by using the common collector. So these are the three important applications for three different configurations. Okay. Other than this, it is used in amplifier circuits. Amplifiers means increasing the amplitude of the input signal. It is used in oscillator circuits. Oscillators means to generate the waveform. It is used in sweep circuits. Sweep means in order to generate a sawtooth waveform. It is used in switch in digital circuits, means on off. The transistor can be used as on off switch. It finds many applications in computers, satellite and modern communication systems. So a lot of communication applications are there by using the common emitter configurations. Okay, here the reasons for wide range of common emitter configuration applications. Why the common emitter configuration is widely used in most of the applications. The three reasons we have, that is, just I told in the previous section, the common emitter configuration has high voltage gain and high current gain. To use particular configuration in amplifier circuit, the gains must be high. Then only the amplitude of the output signal will be improved. Therefore, due to this reason, the CE configuration is widely used. Next, since the voltage gain and current gains are high, therefore the power gain must be high. The second point. Next, third, the moderate output to input impedance to impedance ratio. Now, moderate output to impedance ratio. The input and output resistances are moderate. Due to these three reasons, the common emitter amplifier is widely used. Okay. High voltage and current gain in common emitter configuration is the only configuration which provides both voltage gain as well as current gain greater than unity. In case of common base configuration, the current gain is less, whereas in CC voltage gain is less. Therefore, these two configurations may not be used. High power gain. Since voltage gain and current gain both are high, therefore power gain must be high. Next, moderate output to input ratio. In a common emitter circuit, the ratio of output resistance to the input resistance is small. Maybe the range from 10 ohms to 100 ohms. This makes configuration an ideal for coupling between various transistor stages. However, in other two connections, the ratio of output resistance to the input resistance is very large. Hence, coupling become highly inefficient due to large mismatch of resistances. Therefore, the common emitter configuration is widely used. Okay. Describe the working of transistor as an amplifier. CE configuration. So, in the question, if it is amplifier, then must be common emitter configuration because of the above three reasons: voltage gain high, current gain high, power gain high, the output to input resistance is moderate. Okay, this is the common emitter configuration circuit diagram. As we discussed in the previous sections, that is common emitter configuration basic circuit diagram, except that here some of the resistances and capacitors are used, are connected. Remaining all are same. Okay, in the input circuit, it includes one resistance RS and C1, and across VBE, RB and VBB. Okay, these are the three components RS, RB and C1 are included in the basic circuit of common emitter configuration circuit. Next, at the output side, RC is connected instead of RL, C2 is connected. Okay, let us discuss each and every component. RS is the source resistance. Generally, it is called source resistance. Here, source is Vs. Vs is the source voltage. That may be sinusoidal signal. Input signal is sinusoidal. Therefore, every source or voltmeter or current meter, every meter it is having its own resistance. That is called RS. That is source resistance. Okay. The source resistance is internal resistance of the source. Next, C1. C1 is the first capacitor which is used in this circuit. It allows only AC, it blocks the DC. The function of C1 is it blocks DC if any in the input signal. Next, RB is the base resistance. Okay, since it is a transistor, it may have some resistance, internal resistance or junction resistance, that is RB, base resistance. VBB is the biasing voltage which is used to bias the input junction, that is emitter junction, to keep in forward bias. This is at the input side. Next, output side. Output side RC is the collector resistance in order to measure the output signal. Okay. VCC is the output voltage, output biasing voltage, which is used to maintain the collector junction in reverse bias. Next, C2. C2 is the capacitor which is used at the output side to block any DC flowing through the output of the circuit. it sends only AC signal to the next stage. If next stage is connected, then it allows only AC, it blocks the DC. Okay, the function of this circuit is divided into two cases. Case 1, during positive half cycle of the signal, as we discussed just now, the input signal is a sinusoidal signal or AC signal. During positive half cycle of the signal, the forward bias across the base emitter junction increases. As a result of this, more electrons are injected into the base through the emitter, and these electrons will reach to the collector, which increases the collector current. The increased current produces greater voltage drop across the output resistance RC. Therefore, the VCE is decreased as seen from the equation 1. Okay, this is the equation 1. VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. This is the output voltage equation or output equation. VCE is equal to VCC minus RCIC. If you apply the KVL equation at the output circuit in between transistor to RC and VCC, you will get VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. Okay, whenever the voltage drop across RC increases, ICRC increases in the first equation. Therefore, if ICRC increases, then VCE decreases because of negative voltage. Next, during the negative half cycle of the signal, across the base emitter junction is decreases. Due to this, the base current and hence the collector current decreases. The decreased collector current produces smaller voltage drop across the resistance RC, that is ICRC decreases. Therefore, the VCE increases in the above equation. Thus, when input cycle varies through a positive cycle and the output voltage developed at the collector varies through negative cycle and vice versa. Thus, the output voltage in common emitter amplifier is in anti-phase with input signal or out of phase with the input signal. Just now we discussed in the tabular form, the phase reversal in common emitter is occurred because of this reason. When positive half cycle is applied, what will happen from the equation? From this VCE is the output voltage. VCE is the output voltage. When positive half cycle is applied, the collector current increases. When the collector current increases, the drop ICRC increases. Hence, VCE decreases. So, when you apply the positive half cycle, you may get negative value at the output side. VCE will be negative because of VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. Since ICRC is more, then VCE must be negative value when the positive half cycle is applied. When negative half cycle is applied, the IC value decreases at the output side. Therefore, the product of ICRC decreases. The VCE must be now positive. This is the phase reversal. When positive is applied, negative is obtained at the output side. When negative half cycle is applied, positive is obtained at the output side. Therefore, you can see here at Vs, the input signal is like this. At VO, the output signal is like this. The input signal is phase reversal of the output signal because of this reason. Okay, this is the function of the working function principle of the common emitter amplifier circuit. This is very, very important. Okay, this circuit you must remember. You can find out this common emitter amplifier anywhere in the analog electronic circuit. So, very, very important circuit in the analog electronics. Next, one more important property in the transistors is thermal runaway. The name itself, it is thermal runaway. Here the definition is given here. The self-destruction of an unstabilized transistor is known as the thermal runaway. So from the equation, IC is equal to the collector current equation in common emitter configuration, IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta ICBO, where ICBO is the leakage current. I told you the leakage current. What is leakage current? This is due to minority charge carriers when the reverse bias is applied. Since the collector junction is always in reverse bias, therefore it doesn't allow the flow of current due to majority charge carriers. But whereas there will be minority charge carriers in that at that junction. Since we know it is made up of a semiconductor material, the semiconductor material is sensitive to the temperature. When reverse bias voltage increases, the temperature at junction also increases. Hence, the minority charge carriers acquires the sufficient energy. Due to this, the minority charge carrier current will increases. Okay. By going on increase the reverse voltage at the collector junction, then the ICBO will be drastically increases. Due to this, the junction maybe gets damaged. How it increases? For every 10 degrees centigrade increase in temperature, ICBO value, the leakage current value will be double for every 10 degrees centigrade increase. Okay. By this property, by going on increasing the reverse voltage, the ICBO drastically increases due to multiplication of the minority charge carriers current. Minority charge carriers. Therefore, the junction gets damaged permanently after some time. This phenomena is called thermal runaway. Okay, if it is continuous, the transistor gets damaged permanently. This is called self-destruction. The definition it is the self-destruction of an unstabilized transistor. So we need to stabilize the transistor now. Okay, the temperature must not be increased. The temperature must be constant. Okay. So in order to that, we are going for heat sinks. Heat sink. The heat sink is used to decrease or to stabilize the temperature even though the reverse voltage increases. If reverse voltage increases, what will happen? Temperature at the junction increases. Due to this, minority charge carriers will increases. Due to this, leakage current increases. If leakage current going on increases, the junction gets damaged. This phenomena is called breakdown. Breakdown. As already we discussed in the earlier unit at the semiconductors. So the same phenomena here. In order to not to damage the transistor, we are using heat sink. This is the need of the heat sink. The power amplifiers are the active devices that have large power dissipation ratings. Thus, the devices are heated more and more, and at a stage the devices will be damaged due to the production of large amount of heats across the active devices. One way of cooling the device is increasing the surface area of the transistor. Thus the heat will escape more easily into surroundings. This process thus increases the power rating of the device and hence its life. Another way of cooling device is by using the heat sink. A heat sink is this is the definition. A heat sink is a metallic heat conducting device placed in close contact with the transistor to increase the dissipation capacity of the transistor by reducing the total thermal resistance from the junction to ambient. The larger the heat sink, the smaller will be the thermal resistance. Okay, what we have to do is, we have to send this temperature to the surroundings. One way is by using the heat sink. Heat sink is the metallic heat conducting device which should be placed near to the transistor. We have to attach this heat sink to the transistor to reduce the heat. Here some of the types of heat sinks are given. According to our syllabus, 3 heat sinks are given: push on type heat sink, metal tab heat sink, collector to base, collector to case heat sink. Push on type heat sink, you can see the figure here. The first one is the push on type heat sink. Means whenever the temperature is generated within the transistor, we can keep this transistor into this heat sink. The heat sink maybe looks like sun. Okay, when the temperature increases, that temperature will be distributed throughout the heat sink. Therefore, this will be the heat will be gets reduced by the environment. Next, metal tab heat sink. Metal tab heat sink. A metal tab is attached to the transistor head. Then, if temperature is increased, that metal tab will be absorb this heat and it will be cooled down through that tab, that may be hole. Through that hole, the air will be flows. The air may be flows. Due to this, the temperature will be distributed throughout the surroundings. This is second type. Next, collector to case heat sink. Simply, the collector may be case. Okay, here 2 base and emitter terminals are arranged, whereas the third terminal will be the case. That case is the collector now. If the collector is absorbed by the heat generated within the transistor, that will be distributed throughout this case. Therefore, the heat will be distributed to the surroundings. Hence, heats will be reduced. Okay, these 3 are the heat sinks according to our syllabus. So, the same thing is given in the description. Okay, with this, the transistor topic has been completed. If you have any doubt, please mail me to NAR37@gmail.com or message me to mobile number 9177916162. Thank you for watching my video.